Dear friends, hi, welcome back to my channel Alpha Physio Pelvic Care, all things pelvic health. My name is Anastasia Varova, in case you are here for the first time in my channel, and I'm practicing pelvic floor physiotherapist in Cyprus as well as online. Today, I would like to talk about a very important topic that is actually relatable personally to myself, but also to a lot of my female clients who come to me. And it is squats, weights, and prolapse. Pelvic organ prolapse. Now, I will not dive deeply in what pelvic prolapse is for this video. I will just mention that this is the condition that your organs, whether it's uterus, rectum, your bladder, all three together, or vaginal vault, if you don't have a uterus, are kind of dropping down, moving out of place downwards, and it can create quite a lot of unpleasant symptoms such as heaviness, feeling of dragging, and back pain, and so on. On the brighter side, however, many women go through the rehabilitation process, and this is very, very important. We do want to have a rehabilitation process before we jump in straight away into weightlifting. You can't really go into weightlifting straight away with a prolapse, because if you are not learning to control the pressure, the intra-abdominal pressure, the heaviness of the weight, the actual movement, then you can potentially make symptoms worse. So after you went through certain rehabilitation process with your pelvic floor, with your breathing, you know what you're doing, then you're ready to take the next step. You would like to do some weights, you would like to lift some weights, you would like to do some squats. And I would like in particular to focus on the squats, because first of all, squats, legs, bottom, we all want to work those muscles. And also these muscles, the gluteal muscles, the bottom muscles, the leg muscles, inner thigh muscles, they all contribute to stability of the pelvic floor, to engagement of the pelvic floor, and therefore also into helping to manage prolapse symptoms as soon as they're done correctly. We dive into actual techniques and my top tips. Please make sure that you press that subscribe button. It really helps me and motivates me to keep making videos for you. Let me know, what is your experience with the weights? Have you been confused? Were you not sure? Or you just went and did them straight away and you were fine, especially if you have been diagnosed with prolapse? And let's begin. So here I have a 7-kilo dumbbell. This is probably not the dumbbell I would start with. So my suggestion, when you're just starting with weights, with a prolapse, number one is small amount of repetitions and lighter weights. I would start maybe something as light as 3-kilo dumbbell or 3-kilo weight distributed between two hands, so something very, very light. And I know it might feel like, well, am I even doing something? But it doesn't mean that you will be stuck there forever. Sometimes it will be a matter of days before you learn to do the movement and to control the movement with that little weight, and then you progress. Sometimes a matter of a couple of weeks, and then you progress to the heavier weight. So I have here 7-kilo dumbbell, and me myself, I have had grade 2 prolapse of my bladder and my uterus. 2 babies, thank you very much. However, my symptoms are well controlled, and I want to keep them that way, especially when I do my squats with the weights. And I'm now sometimes doing 7-kilo, and sometimes I take both weights, so 14-kilo, which is pretty good weight for the squats. But we will start nice and easy today. And here is the technique, the tip number one. Sitting on a chair, I would also like to use the chair to show you the first tip. Until you learn to control the descent, the going down and going up, you can actually do squats from the chair. So I'm holding here my dumbbell. I'm taking nice deep breath into my ribs. And as I breathe out, I engage my pelvic floor, give it a nice squeeze, and come up. And then I breathe into my sides, relax and sit. Creaky chair, breathe out, and breathe. First of all, the chair helps me to support my pelvic floor on descent. I don't have to do it towards the end. Second of all, it kind of stops me from the deeper squat, which will be point number 2. And it also gives me this safety feeling that, okay, it's supported. I can rest for that couple of seconds and then I can move on. It gives you also time to focus on your breath. Breathe out and breathe in. As you can see, I'm doing 2-leg squat, and this leads us to point number 2. Point number 2 is start symmetrical. I know we all want to do lunges, we all want to do single leg squats, but just start symmetrical, and again, your progression can be quite fast because in symmetrical position, where both legs have equal contribution to the movement, you can also have a better feeling of your pelvic floor, better breathing control, just to kick in things in a safer, more controlled way. I'm holding here my dumbbell. You are there also with your weights wherever you start. And I would start to practice different squats with legs equally positioned. So it can be narrow squat, it can be wider squat. See how you feel with engagement and breathing with a wider squat. Because here, your inner thighs are more on stretch, pelvic floor more on stretch. So here you might need to focus a little bit more on the engagement. You can rotate your legs out and try knees out. You can even bring your legs really close and do deadlift, mini deadlift, easy deadlift. And you can even go into the squat, engage and tiptoe. So play around with symmetrical positions. Do not straight away dive into the single leg and kicks, which is great, which you can do later on, but start from symmetrical position for better control. We are in our symmetrical position with better control. Maybe we tried with some chair. We're now in standing, and here is the control of depth. And again, here you see different things on the internet, you know, people in the gym, you might see people going really into deep squat and lifting and thrusting up, which again has its time and place, but we want to start with a small amplitude of squat, again, so we can, and we will add a little bit of arms here. But you can see my amplitude is really small. I'm really seeing what my back is doing. Am I arching too much? Can I actually breathe in here into my sides, into my ribs, and engage? Do I feel engagement on return? So I'm really paying attention to all those little things that keep my pelvic floor in check. Remember, we're squatting here with a prolapse, okay? So we really don't want to make things worse. We want to improve them. Later on, you feel like, okay, that works well. And later on might be within the same session or maybe in a couple of weeks. You can try to go deeper. As you can see, my speed is also fairly slow. I'm not doing any fast thrusting movements for now. We're just getting into it. We want to be in control. So these were your 3 points. Supported squat from the sitting, asymmetric movement, and smaller amplitude. And here is one little bonus that I would like to add. When you start to do your squats and you breathe in, as we know, we relax our pelvic floor on the breath in, and we breathe out, we engage. If you feel like on a going down, you feel like it's a bit too much pressure here, you can still keep your pelvic floor slightly engaged and breathe in, and as you breathe out, engage it more. You can breathe in, still keep some engagement, relax a little bit, breathe out, engage more. The most important thing after you did the exercises with more engagement, less engagement, you also let your pelvic floor relax, do a bit of relaxation, bit of stretching. You do not want over fatigue your pelvic floor. You don't want to all the time engage. This is appropriate only in that squat where you want to protect your pelvic organs, where you want to do the lifting with the weight, but in a controlled manner. Let me know if you used any of these techniques, if you tried any of these. How do you feel about squatting, weightlifting with pelvic organ prolapse? If this is something that scares you, if this is something that you are doing and you're not kind of overthinking it, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to press that subscribe button and like this video if you found it useful, and we will see you back very, very soon. Bye.